Are you sure? No? Okay. I'm Reverend John, and I want to just thank you for coming down this evening to share the discussion of looking at world with love through a divine eye. Love through a divine eye. What could that be? How about carving through the jungle of life and getting through to the beauty, the potential, the divine, and what's really lovable in all around us? How would that be? I'd like to share a quote from Ernest Holmes from the Science of Mind textbook that helps us start to triangulate and find where this love through the divine eye might be operating in our life. Ernest Holmes wrote, "Love rules through law. Love is the divine givingness. Law is the way. Love is spontaneous. Law is impersonal." So there we have it. Love the spontaneous. Love the divine givingness. So how is it going to be most effective to get down to that love and have that divine eye to regard a situation or another with love? I'd suggest that sometimes it's useful to have a tool. And the tool that I have in mind comes out of one of my favorite entertainment franchises. Do we have any Star Wars fans in the house? Monster Global franchise that just had a recent episode that missed one of my favorite tools. How about that? Bzzzt. The lightsaber. That tool that the Jedis used against the Dark Lords when the Force and the dark side were in conflict. That's the inspiration for the tool that I'd like to suggest that we use to find a way to have love through a divine eye, through that divine regard to the wholeness, the divinity, and the truth of another individual. And I'm going to call this tool not the lightsaber, but the love saber. So what are we going to do with the love saber? How are we going to use that to cut through the jungle and get to the divine truth? To help us triangulate on that, I'd like to bring in a verse out of Jeremiah chapter 13, verse 3. The Lord appeared to us in the past, saying, I have loved you with an everlasting love. I have drawn you in with loving kindness. So that's where we're going. That's at the heart and the core. So if we take our love saber, what is it going to do? I would suggest we're going to use it to do two things. Snick, we're going to cut away the story of the person we're looking at, the story of the situation, what they've said about us that hurt, what we might have done that we regret, what somebody told me, did you hear what he said about you? Snick, remove it, wipe it away. And the other thing we're going to do is snick. I need to remove whatever baggage I bring to the table. Who is the person that I encounter? Is their race, their culture, the way they present themselves different? Does that cause me to look at them as other or not equal or even less? Snick, use my lightsaber, my love saber and cut that away so that what I'm really consciously looking at is the divine wonder and goodness of that other individual. Because it's there in everyone, isn't it? When we set those things aside, those distractions, those clouds and those issues that come in and prevent us from really knowing this is a divine good person and I'm able to engage with their potential. If we don't cut them away, we're not having love through that divine eye. And isn't that available to us in every moment, in every relationship? If we've just got that tool, that consciousness to set it aside and see the beauty and the divinity in another. Can't we all do that? And sometimes doesn't it take just a boost, just a tool to get that done? So just imagine the power of using that love saber and cutting away the junk to see the goodness of the other person. And even in the mirror, use it to cut away the junk and just acknowledge our own divinity, beauty, and goodness. Because truly, isn't that the world where we regard each other our community through a divine eye, and what is the potential of that? If you'd like to start further on this path to mastery, of being able to regard other people and situations and ourselves through that divine eye of love, come to the course next week where Reverend Sally will be teaching the basics of science of mind. It's a course to mastery of being able to embrace the world through that divine eye of love. And so it is.